Story 1. I came here to talk about the importance of a high-quality bed frame and mattress. I would also add the importance of a properly adjusted and sized office chair, especially if you work from home or spend a lot of time in front of your computer. Story 2. First instinct would be a bed, but it has already been said many times, so I will go to my second one that may not be as common. Spend money on a good office setup, especially if you work from home. A good feeling desk with lots of storage, an ergonomic office chair, plastic roll mats to protect your floors, etc. Many times when I feel uninspired by life, I go into my office, close the door, turn on the air purifier and filter, light up a cigar with a neat scotch, and just sit in the quiet and think. It is pretty incredible. I know this is not the means of everyone, but have somewhere that is your spot and pay as nicely as you can for it. Story 3. Over 40? It is all worth it. A man over 40 who still has a mattress on the floor and eats in his recliner with a TV tray is just pitiful. Buy classic, neutral, or timeless pieces. Buy a nice mattress and bed frame. Have a place to eat dinner. Act like a grown-up. Story 4. A couch long enough to lie down on, a comfortable armchair or recliner, a good mattress with a bed frame that does not make noise when you are active, and an ergonomic desk chair if you work from home or spend a lot of time at your personal computer. Story 5. Tall Eames lounge chair and ottoman. Simply the most beautiful and comfortable chair you will ever own. Truly a buy-it-for-life item that you will pass on to your children. Worth every penny. Similarly, the office chair version is a beautiful and comfortable addition to your home office. On days I work from home, I am able to sit in it for hours with no discomfort. Story 6. Vintage solid wood. Even old honey oak. It is well built and can be refinished into almost anything you want. The old mid-century style remains popular, so it is pricey. However, Amish honey oak pieces are starting to appear in estate sales at reasonable prices. This is likely because the color and leg style are considered outdated. Story 7. Get a personal computer chair rated for £350 or more, even if you are not a larger person. They last longer and are built to be more durable. Avoid gaming chairs because the leather wears off quickly. You will appreciate the back support that a good office chair provides. Mine has a mesh back for airflow so you do not get sweaty from non-breathable leather. Story 8. One thing to consider is how it will be used. We spent a lot on a family room sofa but had two preteen boys. By the time they were teenagers, it showed its wear. I think we would have been better off buying inexpensive furniture and replacing it 2 or 3 times. Story 9. My wife and I had the ill fortune to stay at an Airbnb with an electric recliner. So, of course, against our better judgment, we were forced to buy one when we got home. It is very nice. Story 10. Anything between you and the floor is worth investing in. A bed with a good frame, chair, couch, and a large yoga mat for stretching at home are important. A good entertainment stand is a bonus. Mine keeps my TV up high and able to swivel, with plenty of space for my books, games, and systems. Story 11. All these comments about good mattresses remind me that I need to prioritize it on my to-do list. Our mattress sags in the middle, and I think it is affecting my neck. For what it is worth, I prefer queen size over king size. King size is usually too big for the room, and I feel like my girlfriend is far away. I do not want to have to call a ride service to be close to her. Story 12. Bed, couch, a good table if you have room for it. In my opinion, it gets very expensive, so you might want to save money on the table. The couch is a gamble when it comes to bugs, so probably avoid that. As others are saying, a good bed is worth it. Story 13. Whatever furniture you use is worth the investment. If you are asking which furniture you should pay a premium for, then consider 1. Mattress. 2. Bed. 3. Office chair if you work from home. 4. Any other furniture that you will use frequently. Story 14. We got a Thuma bed. It makes no sounds. When my wife gets out of bed, it is so solid I can barely feel it. Would buy again. Story 15. Absolutely a mattress. It is expensive at first, but it lasts for years with virtually zero maintenance. Then a couch. Story 16. I have been fortunate in my career to afford furniture made of actual wood that does not require assembly. The quality of all furniture has declined significantly since 2000, the last time I purchased high-end furniture. My previous house was almost entirely furnished with Ethan Allen. Last year, I visited Ethan Allen and was shocked at how much the quality had dropped. It is now only a few levels above Wayfair and IKEA. Spend money on the items and rooms you use the most. The bedroom is the highest priority, followed by the living room. If you have children, just get furniture from Wayfair or IKEA. We purchased expensive furniture for them, and they still found a way to destroy it. Story 17. Did I miss when they were teaching what furniture is worth it in our mandatory 40-year-old guy class? Story 18. I am only 28, but I would say invest in a good mattress, a chair if you use the computer a lot, and a couch. Story 19. A good mattress, a comfortable chair or couch, and if you spend a lot of time at a computer, a quality computer chair and desk. Story 20. I have to say I was apprehensive about replacing our king mattress with a memory foam mattress, but I cannot recommend the Sealy Cocoon Hybrid mattress enough. Its thicker 12-inch profile provides the absolute best night of sleep every night since I purchased it. Story 21. Nothing made of pressboard, a couch and a television stand, and a solid dining room table. I prefer to make my own furniture when I can, but not anything with cushioning. I am not talented in that regard. The good thing is I know most of my shelves are exactly what I need them to be. Story 22. Bed and mattress. Office chair if you work from home. The quality of these can drastically improve your quality of life. Story 23. A good bed at any age. A really good office chair. Good does not mean expensive. It means one that fits you and supports your back properly. I am a little taller than average, 6 feet 1 inch, and the lumbar support is often in the wrong place. Finding one that is correct is amazing. On that note, a good desk as well. I custom-built mine so the height was a little higher than normal. Everything in the world is designed to be usable by someone between the average height woman and average height man for any location. Fitting it to me was a game changer since it is where I work and play games when inclined. Story 24. Beds, shoes, tires, recliner, television, record player, pillow, blanket, coffee maker, shower head, razor, condoms, cologne. These items you should not skimp on. Story 25. IKEA if you glue and add extra support. Second-hand in Australia from hard rubbish. Then spend money on the sofa. Story 26. I got my dad a Lazy Boy recliner for Christmas 3 years ago. He literally cried when we delivered it. Now I cannot get him out of it when I visit. He falls asleep there most nights watching his crime shows. Story 27. The items I actually rest on, although not furniture, are high-quality towels. The rest can be furnished with budget, second-hand, or discounted open-box items for all I care. The bed, though, is not an area where I cut corners, bargain hunt, or compromise. A comfortable couch and spots for guests to relax are nice to have, but those are used infrequently, so I do not prioritize them that much. Story 28. That depends. If you have people over, a good couch or some type of comfortable seating to lounge in is important. If you use a dresser, you don't have to splurge, but spend enough to get one with smooth opening and closing drawers. When I was shopping, many were difficult to open and close. A desk that provides enough space for your setup and a comfortable chair are useful if you have an office. If you don't, they are not needed. I also have a nightstand because I like to keep my phone and water next to the bed. You can get small, inexpensive tables for the same purpose. I chose a nightstand that matched my dresser. A bookshelf is useful if you read or want to display items. There are nice, affordable options available. As others have said, a great mattress is essential. Always take care of your sleep. For me, that is everything worth buying. When I got my first house, I bought some tables for the living room, but they just sit there. I bought a full setup for the guest room, but I could have just bought a bed given how much people use it. I bought a sectional sofa but only use one seat. I prefer to go to other people's places since I've seen how their houses end up after having everyone over. My best tip is don't buy the cheapest things, but don't go for the highest price tags either. You can find great deals. I've used Wayfair, Walmart, and Amazon. I like IKEA also, but there isn't one near me now. Even for a mattress, though this is where I splurged, I didn't get the most expensive one in the store. The priciest isn't always the best. Story 29. My wife likes IKEA designs. While a lot of the furniture is not very sturdy or seems like it is built for long-term use, it is pretty cheap. If you pay a little more, you can find some pieces built to last. When we were looking for a new couch, I made sure to go with her every time she visited a different store. We both sat on each couch extensively to test it out. She was going to buy one based exclusively on aesthetics, but once I made her sit on them for more than 2 minutes, she appreciated comfort the way I did. She and I spend 80% of our time inside our house sitting on the couch, so comfort is more important than looks. Story 30. Are you asking what furniture you should have at a minimum or which pieces are worth spending extra money on for better quality? Story 31. My favorite furniture purchase of the last few years has been a hammock swing. I set it up inside by a window where I can read or watch movies. I also got a Steelcase Leap desk chair 15 years ago that is still great, and I am pretty sure it has saved my back. Story 32. Like one person mentioned, a mattress. Buy a new one, pay $3,000 to $6,000, and your back and general health will improve significantly. Additionally, good storage for your closet, nice chairs to sit in around the house, and some name-brand leather couches are worthwhile. For everything else, I do not spend a lot. I just buy trendy items with the expectation that I will replace them in a few years. Story 33. A decent-sized entertainment center with a built-in fireplace heater and blower, large enough to accommodate a TV size upgrade or two in the future. The heated insert allows comfort without heating the entire house. The heating element can be turned off to allow more airflow when needed. A good quality recliner or ottoman if you have a fixed chair. Good patio furniture with a non-glass tabletop. A dining table with leaves. Great for a couple and handy when friends and family come over. If you work from home, a great office chair with rollerblade-style wheels is a good upgrade. Story 34. Adding to clutter is not worth it. Since most household items do not have much resale value, I make sure to get the perfect item when I need something. I spend a little more to get something that will not need replacing soon and will make me happy for longer. Buy once, cry once. This is especially true for items I use all the time, such as my bed, desk chair, computer, and television. Story 35. After the age of 30 to 40, invest in a good mattress and box spring. Place them on the floor if you prefer. Change the headboard to match your mood. It does not matter. Choose a high-quality mattress and go as large as will fit. It is worth it. IKEA is suitable for bookshelves or cabinets, but if the furniture is going to support the weight of an adult human, opt for quality. Story 36. Anything that is made from solid wood, such as tables, chairs, and shelves, is of much higher quality than anything you would get from IKEA or similar stores. It also looks much better and will probably last longer than you. Story 37. The perfect chair. I ordered one at the start of the pandemic, and my YouTube documentary naps improved immediately. Story 38. Choose function over form. Measure your area, put some tape on the ground, then say, okay, I can fit a table or sofa this big. Choose quality furniture, neutral colors, and something that is comfortable. Don't buy a super hard sofa because it looks cool. For example, my wife purchased a kitchen table sight unseen, with no measurements taken. This is how she is. I love her still. The table is a little too big. You can't walk around the ends without someone squeezing their chair in. Story 39. I sat on a room and board couch. It was expensive, but that was the best couch I have ever touched. Story 40. When I moved into my own apartment, I spent money on my new bed, my office chair, and my couch. The rest of my furniture is from IKEA, mixed with a few nice pieces that I have collected over the years. Furniture between you and the floor is worth spending money on. The rest is less important. Story 41. I choose the large, comfortable executive office chair now instead of gaming-style chairs, and I will never go back. Story 42. I spent a significant amount on a Joybird couch 5 years ago and chose their best fabric for stain resistance that had the look I wanted. We have 2 dogs, and the fabric has worn evenly with no stains, despite a red wine spill caused by a dog's tail. It still requires care but is going strong and will last many more years. Story 43. My husband spent years sleeping on cheap mattresses until I convinced him to try a proper memory foam mattress. Now he says he wishes he had listened to me sooner. Story 44. I recently got a recliner, not necessarily a lazy boy, but a nice quality recliner. It does amazing things for my back. Story 45. I am a carpenter and I have a different type of advice. Do not get those types of drawers that you have to push gently for them to open more, especially in kitchens and bathrooms. These surfaces get dirty very quickly. Story 46. The Liberator ESS Tantric Chair has been not only a great conversation piece in the house, but it has also been a fun piece of furniture that has moved from house to house through the years. It is great for reading, watching television, and makes a great intimate bench. Story 47. It's not so much about age as where you are in life. If you are settled down and not planning a move, you should buy the nicest furniture you can afford. If you will be moving around a lot, then buy items that work for now. Something you buy and love for one home may not work for another. I moved a lot in my 20s and very few things ended up working at multiple apartments. Story 48. A good bed with a cool pillow. If you are a gamer, you need a proper chair. I use the perfect chair. I can game for hours without ever feeling any discomfort. Story 49. Real leather couch. I bought a cheap one made from bonded leather, which is made from leather shavings and scraps, for about $1,000. It was peeling in less than 5 years and became a complete eyesore by year 7 or 8. I decided to replace it with an actual real, made in North Carolina leather couch a couple of years ago, and the difference is unbelievable. Yes, it was $4,500, but it is obviously much higher quality, much more comfortable, and looks infinitely better. I expect it to outlive me. Story 50. Anything you want to have for real is worth spending on. Bed, mattress, kitchen chairs, dining table, armchair, etc. Quality costs money. Poor quality is expensive. Story 51. A very good bed and mattress. A couch to not only sit on but also lie back on. Comfortable dining chairs for long talks over dinner and extended breakfasts on the weekend. Story 52. I'm not sure about newer models, but the old Lazy Boy is built to last. It is a really good recliner for when you fall asleep in it. One that will last. Story 53. If you want your house to be attractive to women and sophisticated men, high-quality antiques will hold their value. Mid-century modern has been popular for a few years. Art Deco is trending. If you work from home, get a standing desk and a nice chair to use with that desk. I bought a Capisco. You will be using that setup 8 hours a day, more than you sleep. Story 54. If you get a recliner, know that women seem to dislike them, or maybe they just dislike seeing how much men enjoy them. They do not like us simply kicking back and relaxing, but you have to stand your ground. Story 55. Never spend a lot on upholstered sofas and chairs because they stain and wear out within 10 years. If you like leather, you will have to spend more on it, but good leather can last. Quality wood tables, chairs, and chests will impress your guests, and you can find them cheaply at consignment stores or estate sales. Story 56. When buying furniture, always choose the best you can afford. Less is more. I would rather have a living room with just a couch, a coffee table, and a wall-mounted television, all of high quality, than buy bookshelves, television units, side tables, and other items cheaply. Own as few things as possible in your home to support minimalist furniture. I have friends who have walls full of DVDs they never watch. Some even have CD towers from the early 2000s, shelves of every book they have ever read and will never read again, covered in inches of dust. When you ask them why they keep these items, they pull a random album off the rack and say, "Oh, this one's a classic." If you ask to listen to it, they say, "Yes, sure. Let me play it on Apple Music." I digress. Remember, less is more. Always buy the most expensive you can afford. Story 57. I will absolutely pay more to have solid wood furniture, not laminated particle board. I prefer to pay for quality and for something that lasts long. Story 58. A couch that you can sleep on is definitely worth it if you have company over. Also, a nice bed that sleeps at least two comfortably. Story 59. Having a good bed and a comfortable couch are the most important to me. If you are single and trying not to be, having nice furniture and a nice place is always a bonus. Story 60. Whatever you buy, new or used, buy solid wood, not engineered wood, which is often called particle board. Find a style you like and go for it. Your pieces can be eclectic. They don't all have to match. Think about what you're buying and how it fits into your space, both physically and aesthetically. Hold out to find a cool piece of furniture. A couch you can lie down on, a love seat, and a single seat are essential if you entertain at all. The bare minimum would be a couch and a single seat. A decent dining table is important. I like interesting pieces. Have a diner booth as a dining table that doubles as a desk most of the time, even though I do have a desk for when I need a big monitor. To a degree, the television will be the center of your living room, but don't make it seem like that's all that matters. I'm definitely a furniture person and would have more if my space permitted. The biggest thing I look for is pieces that work together and fit the space. I'm also not afraid to refinish or spray paint and apply polyurethane to a piece I want to make work. Story 61. Wood furniture, not that MDF or veneer material. At least a mid-quality couch with good fabric and a high-quality mattress. Story 62. The Herman Miller lounge chair, an ottoman, or a good replica is a must. Timeless. Story 63. For furniture, a good bed is essential. A sturdy bed frame at the correct height and a mattress with the firmness that works best for you are important. Also, a comfortable recliner is recommended. You will probably get a lot of sleep in it while watching television and do not want to wake up stiff or with a pounding headache. Story 64. You do not need to spend more to get good furniture. Good furniture is available pre-loved. Really good furniture may only be affordable pre-loved. Buy timber instead of chipboard. You can fix it and it is more resistant to damage. Hit timber with something and it bruises, creating a patina. Hit laminate and the corner breaks off and the dowel holding it together comes out. Laminate will not survive being moved around for years, either flat to flat or room to room. Good furniture should last until you A, die of old age, or B, have gotten a decade out of it and are bored. Next, judge your family and friends. If you have to say they are only, then your home needs to be armored like a fast food restaurant and you cannot have good stuff. The best you can have is painted timber and microfiber. Small or grown adults with behavioral issues, you have just admitted to letting behavioral issues set your quality of home life. Next, do you have or want a cat? Consider an IKEA sofa and bulk buy the covers, or a junk shop and timber frame seating with a wooden frame and 2 cushions, seat and back. Microfiber sofas are easy to clean if you do it once a year. Slouch in the sofa before you buy it. It has to hold up the small lower section of your back and hold up your head when you fall asleep. Some big sofas are too big from knee to back length for normal humans. You will end up stiff or cramped if you fall asleep. A well-made sofa will hype that it is made from hardwood inside. If they do not say it, do not ask, assume no. A modestly warranted sofa should be good for 10 years if kept clean. A really good sofa should be recoverable in 20 to 100 years. Be aware that leather can get torn by fashionable clothing, such as studs on jean jackets and keychains. Strangely, less so by dog claws. I guess cows have been working on that for a while. If you buy good quality items in neutral tones, beige or pale to medium wood, you can sell them in a few years if you change your mind. This serves as a deposit for the next purchase and avoids disposal costs. No one is going to bring a truck for a bit of white or dark IKEA furniture, which hides stains. Well-made neutrals can disappear into lots of decors. Painted wood can be repainted. Whether it is done badly or well is up to you making the effort. Do you have kids visiting? No kids. Black solid iron frames around glass fit everywhere and every decor style and help the room look less crowded. Glass to the edge shatters. Yes, kids. No glass furniture, you will not get to keep it or whatever was stored on it. No iron furniture with corners. Kids are careless and their eyes do not grow back, but at least their teeth do. Coffee tables need to 1. Hold the weight of the maximum number of adults that can sit on it plus girlfriends. Hold your weight if you want to change the light bulb. LED bulbs fail too. Live under a machine washable cover or some way to get rid of curry, wine, or chili stains. Either hold dinner for two, humans should not be alone all the time, or change your name to Jeffrey Dahmer. Never get a translucent coffee table with a visible shelf under it. It becomes a necessary junk store for chargers, remotes, and other items. Your room will not look calming until you get rid of it, and you need the junk. Measure the room before you rent a place and before you buy furniture. Story 65. The kind you find other people putting out on the curb. That is how I acquired all my furniture until I became a millionaire. In fact, that is how I became a millionaire. What keeps you poor is all the money you waste on unnecessary things like late model cars and furniture. Story 66. Whatever makes you happy, my friend. Build the life you want to live. Forget whatever is trendy. You are the one who wakes up and sees everything. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.